we're going live on YouTube here.
Don't be afraid to me, it's okay.
We're
Wow.
nearing the end. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry? I'm
Which, by the way, on the city webpage, it still lists Ed as our council liaison.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I think got updated last year when we did them, so.
Been invisible this whole time.
Elliot's just gonna go in and change it now, isn't he?
I can.
Last two meetings.
For last,
Remember?
yeah, 2 weeks.
That's all right, David. We'll do right by
Apologize, last month I was out with COVID for half the month, so.
Oh, thanks.
How'd it treat you?
This one was a lot worse. I had it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And this was a lot worse
Was it?
on me.
First time I had it, it knocked me down for a week. Second time was 2-3 days. So
Yeah. So the first time it was 1 day,
you're done? Good for you.
and then the rest of the time it was just the no smell, no taste,
Ah.
which was weird. This time I had smell and taste I just didn't have. I just felt like crap the whole time.
The first time I had it, and for like the few months after, the only thing I could taste was salt. So no matter what anything was, it tasted like salt.
Oh,
It was odd.
That's the worst.
Yeah, we had one contractor, everything tasted like rotten meat. He lost like 40 pounds. He was going-
Nothing smelled good.
Oh,
wow,
that's-
jeez.
So that's could be a benefit.
Yeah.
Kind of a work your starting weight is. I could use that. You are our only absentee list.
Yeah. Not rarely. I went to St. Adam's there.
Oh, did you?
Wells Fargo.
All right.
So
We'll let you get
had
away
a
with that.
decent refund.
Checking two more. Assume there's one for agenda item, one for.
That was a no problem. It's kind of, everybody just comes to our house.
Very nice.
So it works out really well.
Yeah,
We don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Come for today, and they leave.
yeah,
Usually we told. Yeah. Didn't see.
You?
yeah,
She-
Um,
we can
we-
come in, so.
yeah. My
She's got
folks just
good
live
news.
um
Yeah.
just south of town, so
All sat around.
Makes it
just
easy.
go there.
Got depressed.
It's really easy.
I didn't go sledding.
My wife's folks are an hour south, my folks are an hour north. So it's about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You work in basketball games still?
Yep.
They had a sub, I'm pretty sure, for the last football game. It sounded different.
Yeah, it was a different guy.
Okay, I thought so.
Not sure who it was, but yeah, it was,
I haven't.
I know he announced something weird and the whole crowd kind of chortled.
Well, it was
Yeah,
like, my brother and I were listening.
On the side side.
Yep.
48 fire.
true that. Keep our fingers crossed for Carson to get one, I guess, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember. Did you do a quorum check for?
I did, I had
Okay.
confirmation from,
You might be the
Carson just emailed me this morning about it.
Oh.
But I had these three, Elizabeth had a wrestling meet.
Oh, okay.
He said he was gonna bring in fire.
Jason's going to the Kosovo send off, so.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got.
Not certain about Donna yet.
Just a little bit. No.
I did say.
What happened there?
Yes.
You know, we like to keep it consistent with, but, we're just out there, a little bit. Like I said, when we put half on your side, too. Make that change then, tomorrow. Get it on board for so. What is it at now? It's at 45. Yeah. Fire codes 40.
4 people in the waiting room. The heck?
Still at 45. but-
Okay, we got Donna and Carson.
All right.
It's not. I think the term is. Smaller cell.
All right, those of you who just got into the meeting, sorry for the delay there. I didn't get the prompt on my laptop that you were in the waiting room, so
Carson was waiting too.
now we got you. So,
Great.
yep, we got Donna, Andrew and Carson on the Zoom, as well as Ed with Pelds. I think we're ready to go.
Perfect. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll get started here. I will now call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of November 27th, 2023. It is 5:48 p.m. Hillary, would you call the roll for us, please?
Thompson, Steiger,
Here.
Samuelson,
Here.
Forrest,
Here.
Grant,
Here.
Brown, Reagonator.
Here. Item number 3 is the approval of tonight's agenda. Any changes to this evening's agenda? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda and a second.
Grant motion. Oh,
Just a little second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Item number 4 is the approval of the November 13th, 2023 minutes of the regular Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Any changes to those minutes? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve the November 13th, 2023 minutes.
Samuelson.
Dagger for second, maybe?
Yeah. I'll take second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 5, we'd like to welcome all the guests who have joined us tonight on Zoom and in person. Is there anyone here tonight on an agenda item or on an item that is not on tonight's agenda who would like to make a comment? Hearing nothing, we'll move on to item number 6, which is a public hearing and recommendation on an amendment to the Dunn Property Planned Unit Development related to the bulk regulations in land use parcel C. This public hearing will open at 5:50 p.m. Elliot, would you brief us on this, please?
Yep, so as you guys might remember, the Dunn Plan Unit Development encompassed the entire 20-acre side of this 40-acre piece of the Dunn property. Parcel C is what contained, land use parcel C, I should say, is what contained plat 2, which we got the final plat for that a couple months ago, I think. It basically just split the area shown in here in half. And in doing a little bit of examination on what was going to be needed for the proposed site plan on one of those lots, we figured out that we were going to need to maybe have a look at reducing the rear setback on that, and specifically the rear setback being the east side of the property. The eastern boundary of the area shaded on this map is bordering the stormwater detention facility over there. In all intents and purposes, that kind of serves as a rear setback area, if you will. It's just not included in the property limits. So really what we're looking at doing here is maintaining the same setbacks as would be typical in the industrial district. This would actually match, except for that rear setback. Otherwise, these would match what's in land use parcel B in the PUD. So pretty much the same thing that's being modeled off of in Plat 1. So that's basically it. It's just a text amendment. And we've got a site plan we've been reviewing in conjunction with this. So that should be before you guys in relatively short order. That's all I've got. Happy to answer any questions.
Any representative of the applicant who would like to speak on this item?
This is Ed Pelds with Pelds Design Services. Yeah, Elliot did a good job of summarizing what's going on there. I think that detention basin serves as that buffer between any neighboring property. So we're respectfully request to get that reduction.
Thank you. Any public comment on item number 6? Any questions from P&Z before we close the public hearing? Hearing nothing, I'll close the public hearing tonight at 5:53 p.m. Any deliberation from the commission on this item? Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Hey, Elliot, this is Andrew. One question. So, if the neighboring property, when it's developed, if they come to us and say we want a reduction, will that be allowed? Will we allow two properties to be essentially within 20 feet of each other?
So a couple things going on there. To answer your question, potentially, it would have to go through the same kind of public hearing rezoning process that we're doing right now. Key difference there being that they would still be separated by about 70 feet because of this, well, probably more than that, just because that parcel to the east of where I've got Dunn Property Plat 2 labeled contains a stormwater detention facility. So
Okay.
I could see a future where a project backing up to that to the east could have a reduced setback. That drainage corridor that you can see in the aerial might have something to say about it. But yeah, it's possible there would still be a pretty good amount of separation between developments there.
Okay, thanks.
Any other deliberation or comments from the commission? Hearing nothing, I will entertain a motion to approve the amendment to the Dunn planned unit development related to bulk regulations and land use parcel C.
Samuelson, a motion.
Stagger second.
Hillary, would you call the roll, please?
Forrest,
Yes.
Grant. She's still on.
You're still muted. Donna, you're muted.
She stepped away. Steiger,
Aye.
Samuelson,
Aye.
Grant,
Aye. Sorry, couldn't get my unmute button.
Thanks, Donna.
Reaganitor.
Aye. Thanks, everyone. Item number 7 is a request from Diligent Development for approval of the preliminary plat of Warrior Run Estates, Plat 4. Elliot, would you brief us on this item, please?
Yep, so I gave you guys a little bit of a preview of this at the meeting 2 weeks ago when we did the minor subdivision, kind of in relation to this proposal. the numbering may be a little bit confusing, but this is the I guess more substantial of the two. This contains a much broader subdivision into single family lot for the neighboring property. For juxtaposition, in this exhibit, Warrior Run Estates Plat 3 was located right where the label is. It says Warrior Run Estates Plat 3 to the northeast of this. So this would entail the extension of Shady Lane Drive to the northeast, 29th East 29th Street to the southeast, and then a new cul-de-sac piece kind of on the north side of it. There would also be a pretty significant size of parkland dedication in there, and we've been working pretty hard with Robin on figuring out what that might look like. There isn't anything in the CIP right now for that parkland, but what they are showing is a 3.17 acre dedication, bound by some of the homes that have already been developed there, and then also an outlot to the north of the cul-de-sac at just under an acre. And we've been talking with Robin about what might be possible there. Nothing concrete at this time, but we think that might be a good spot for a trail corridor that links the bigger parkland piece with something else in a future plat. Otherwise, the bulk regulations on this subdivision are the same as everything else that was built around it on Warrior Run Drive and Shady Lane Drive. And that kind of sums up the high points. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I know that we have representatives of the project here tonight as well.
Any representatives on behalf of the applicant who wanted to make a comment on this item?
Paul Clausen, Civil Engineering Consultants, 2400 86th Street, Urbandale, Iowa. Everything Elliot said was perfect, and we just have a couple comments we're working on staff to get resolved. No issues or anything, but be happy to answer any questions you might have tonight.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions from the commission?
Yeah, I guess my quick questions are, so public access to the outlot X, there's a parcel adjacent to lot 13, it looks like. That there's something, and then there's an easement. That's part of, is that part of lot 2, that there's an easement that's part of that is? Or is that?
That's correct.
Okay.
And the same thing
Same thing on
on
the
lot
other side.
47. Yeah, bordering outlot wide.
Okay. Back of the lots on the south, that's that high voltage line that runs through there, isn't it?
Correct, yeah. There's some pretty significant easement corridors that run through this parcel of land, hence the sharp angles in some of these lots.
He's done a nice job of, because I know when all those folks kind of moved out there, kind of the promise to them was that we'd do parkland behind them, so they wouldn't be going from golf course to having a neighbor directly behind them.
Right.
Is that outlot wide? Is it 70 feet? Is that what I'm reading there?
Yes.
Okay. And that's going to be city park. Is outlot X and Y city, or does Y remain part of HOA, or?
They would both be parkland.
They're both parkland. So city's responsible for maintaining that. I guess always the biggest question, right? Is who's gonna maintain it? Would obviously grading for that would all be done now. Seeding would be part of that as well, and then city would take over once it's seeded.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions for the commissioners on Zoom?
Is all the grading for the entire development going to happen now, or is it just the grading for this parcel, and then there'll be grading for the future parcels as those get developed?
So Paul can speak on this a little bit more too, but it's mostly going to be grading within this site. There is a little bit of offsite grading associated with the stormwater detention improvements. But there will be future grading as well.
Correct, yeah, so we're just grading for this plat tying into the existing, grading for the future detention and the conveyance of stormwater through the site to kind of mitigate erosion as much as possible. And as part of the grading plan, we're also eliminating that pond in Outlot X.
Any other questions? Or deliberation by the commission?
On that note, you're just gonna leave it so that none of the other homes will have a deterioration with water runoff, right? If you're not doing that, if you're not doing the whole entire area and in the land remodel.
Correct. Everything adjacent to the existing homes, everything is going to be graded to drain towards the regional detention basin, and then there will be additional channels and swales and riprap protection to reduce erosion.
No problem. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got one more question on that pond and Outlot X. It looks like it's outside of all of the property lines that you're proposing for those houses. Is there a reason why you're proposing to eliminate that pond as part of the green space?
That was requested by the Parks Department as a ongoing maintenance issue, just to get rid of the pond.
Okay.
Is that a shallow pond today?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not a deep pond, it's a shallow pond.
Not a real worker.
Any deliberation by the commission? Hearing nothing, I will entertain a motion to approve the preliminary plat of Warrior Run Estates Plat 4.
Your motion.
Grant, second.
Hillary, would you call the roll, please?
Grant,
Aye.
Steiger,
Aye.
Samuelson,
Aye.
Forst,
Aye.
Reginator.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Carson, I know that you might be tight on time. If you need to hop off, thanks for joining us.
Awesome, you bet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Carson.
you.
Thanks, Carson. David, any update for us?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. No, we don't have Holly with us or Luke, so Elliot, what's your update?
I really don't have one. This was kind of the main big thing we've been working on lately, so. I guess I do have one update. I thought someone might ask about this. Beardsley Street. My understanding, I asked Wayne about timing. He said that the final major work, his words, is getting done this week, and then they'll put down pavement markings next week. And that's kind of the last thing before getting it reopened. So it's causing some angst amongst the and people ask us about it. So just wanted to address that.
Much angst, much.
Nothing.
Good to know. And our next meeting date is not today. It will be December 11th at 5:45 p.m. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn in a second.
Your motion.
Grant motion. Grant second then.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:05 p.m.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.
Have a good night.